Hello and welcome to Geeking Out About It. My name is Chance. I'm joined again this week by Alden. Alden is the producer of Locals Live and the host of Locals Learn, if you haven't checked those out already. And you know what? Today, I noticed we're a couple of men. We're wearing black. I think we should talk about Men in Black.
Yeah, I'm always down for talking about Men in Black. It's one of my favorite franchises, actually. So what is Men in Black?
Well, I'm glad you asked. Men in Black is a series of sci-fi adventure movies about a fictional secret government agency that's responsible for overseeing and policing extraterrestrial activity on Earth. The first three movies mainly focus on Agents J and K, while the fourth movie, Men in Black International, focuses on Agents H and M. We'll get into that later.
Yeah, basically Men in Black follows kind of a buddy cop movie, but it has aliens mixed in for good measure.
Yeah, that's a good one-sentence description of it. It's like Lethal Weapon with aliens.
Yeah, so for characters in Men in Black, we have Agent K, who's played by Tommy Lee Jones, and he's kind of the older agent to Will Smith's character's younger agent. He has all the experience, and he's kind of the old grizzled guy who's retiring soon and needs to find a replacement.
That's exactly what I was going to say. I was literally going to say the word grizzled as well. So yeah, in the first movie, after K's partner retires and gets his memory erased, he recruits Agent J, played by Will Smith, from the NYPD after he chases down the really fast alien on foot and is able to kind of hold his own. And Jay really thinks outside of the box, which is why he becomes such an asset to the Men in Black agency. You know, we see this during his whole recruitment process in the first movie when he takes really creative approaches to solving the tasks rather than the other candidates who are all different members of the military, but they kind of think just inside the box. And then in terms of other characters, the only one that really jumps out and appears in multiple movies is Zed. Zed is the head of the Men in Black agency, and he's responsible for assigning missions to the agents and overseeing the recruitment process. He gets killed off screen in Men in Black 3. There's a scene at his funeral. Initially, I thought that was because that the actor had died in between Men in Black 2 and 3, because there's about a 10-year gap between those. But that's not the case. He didn't die until 2019. Now that we've gone over who the Men in Black are, let's take a closer look at their adventures in Men in Black 1, 2, 3, and I guess we can talk about International as well.
If we have to, yeah.
First off, starting in Men in Black 1, first released on July 2nd, 1997. After Agent K's partner retires, he has to find a new partner, and thus begins the recruitment process for a new Men in Black agent. Agent K brings in Will Smith's character after he chases down an alien on foot during a police chase. Then the two of them have to work together and learn to get along as they unravel this conspiracy that involves the assassination attempt on two intergalactic ambassadors. And the fate of the world is in danger, yada yada. Pretty classic police alien spy stories, and it works.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think that formula holds over into Men in Black 2 really well, which came out about 5 years later. Basically, in Men in Black 2, Jay discovers a shape-shifting alien, and he has to go re-recruit K, who was neuralized at the end of Men in Black 1. And Men in Black 2, I really think stands up actually very well, despite what I think the popular opinion is of the movie.
I believe Men in Black 2 has the lowest overall ratings of the franchise, which I don't agree with.
Yeah, I was kind of surprised by seeing that too, especially because I think a lot of like the creativity and the silliness and humor from the first movie holds over really well. You have great scenes like the aliens in the lockers who worship K. They worship K because they have like his old belongings and stuff.
Yeah, they worship his watch, and his video rental card is become their whole like religious text.
Yeah, yeah, it's really clever. Also, like, oh, you know, the lockers in New York City. Oh, there's actually aliens living in them. Like it's a whole metropolis.
K, he's back, the light giver. All hail K, all hail K. Oh K, can you see by the dawn's...
Well, and especially the I guess juxtaposition, you could say, between that scene and then Jay is like, what, why do you have aliens in your locker, man? And then at the end of that movie, it's revealed that, you know, the Earth is in an alien locker in like alien Grand Central Terminal.
That's right. That's right.
The world is simultaneously bigger and smaller than you think it is. But in addition to all that, you really just get to see more of the relationship between Jay and Kay develop. And that's why these movies are so strong, because Tommy Lee Jones and Will Smith just have incredible on-screen chemistry together. They play really well off of one another. Unfortunately, you don't get to see as much of that in Men in Black 3 because this movie features time travel. So after the criminal Boris the Animal escapes from his prison on the moon, he travels back in time to 1969, where Agent K had previously shot off his arm and locked him away. So then Jay also has to travel back in time to prevent the future from being irreparably changed and making sure that there is still a protective shield around the Earth.
Yeah.
And I know Men in Black 3 gets a lot of flack, which some of it is deserved, but I have really fond memories of it. I feel like movies like Men in Black, these like fun sci-fi adventures, they're really as strong as the villain. And Boris the Animal is just so much fun to watch. He's got that little worm in his hand to shoot spikes out of. He's got the whole crazy biker look with his eyes.
Yeah, every time he's on screen, he's always a joy to watch.
Oh, exactly.
It's a real shame though that they didn't get another Will Smith song at the end of Men in Black 3.
That is a shame.
They went with Pitbull instead. I don't know. Maybe Will Smith was charging too much.
Yeah, I was rewatching Men in Black 1 prior to recording this episode, and I had forgotten that there was a Will Smith rap at the end of that song.
Yeah, like
Will Smith at the end of the movie.
Yeah, the credit sequence is like a whole music video, really.
It really is. Yep, with the title track and everything, you know, here come the Men in Black. So after Men in Black 3 came out, there was another long gap between films. Men in Black 3 released in 2012, and the next Men in Black project, Men in Black International, was released on June of 2019. And I'm going to keep it real with everybody. This is the worst movie in the series by a mile.
Easily.
Yeah, like first off, you lose J and K, which wouldn't necessarily be a bad thing, but I feel like a lot of the plot points in International really just feel like a retread of the first movie, but without the charm and originality and wit that made the first one stand out when it released.
Yeah, there are a lot of scenes that are just kind of more action generic scenes where it's like, oh, the good guys are shooting laser guns at the bad aliens, and you know, the first three movies had much less of that. It was about like seeing all the wackiness in this world that is just, you know, casually inhabited by aliens.
Yeah, exactly. A lot of the action in International really feels like set pieces for the sake of having set pieces, for the sake that we have Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson in this movie. So we need to have them do action. And I've heard rumors of an International 2, but I don't. If you're asking me, I don't think that's going to come to fruition.
I certainly hope it doesn't. Yeah, I think overall International just kind of felt like Men in Black trying to be what like modern Marvel movies are right now, which is kind of ironic considering that, you know, the original comic series of Men in Black is now owned by Marvel at this point.
Oh, in no small part due to Chris Hemsworth and Tessa Thompson, both from Thor Ragnarok, just appearing in that. It felt like this was just a fun project for those two to do together, rather than someone who wanted to make a movie and had a true vision for it.
Yeah, certainly.
Now, even though we've been dogging on International for a while, there is a lot to like about the Men in Black franchise as a whole. The first three movies are really fun, lighthearted action comedies, and they're great for a family to watch together. They're much more accessible than the comics that they were based on, which had a pretty dark tone. That seems to be a common theme with a lot of these types of adaptations. They make it a little more family friendly, a little more accessible to a wider audience. And additionally, a lot of the practical special effects that they used in the first and second movie, they still hold up pretty well. I was really impressed watching Men in Black 1 again before we recorded this, because the alien skin suit, like when the bug takes over Edgar the farmer and just kind of wears him as a costume, that looked pretty impressive even now, especially when you mentioned like the stretching of the skin and just gets more raggedy throughout the movie.
But it definitely is really impressive. I'd like to see like what kind of a process they had for creating that kind of effect.
Yeah, I'd be really interested to learn more about that. But unfortunately, there are also a hefty amount of computer-generated effects, which, given that these movies came out in 97 and 2002, they've kind of aged like milk. The first one that jumps to mind is the giant worm in Men in Black 2, which looked pretty good at the time, but just, technology has moved on so much, and what you can do in films has also changed. So it's definitely aged, but there's still a lot of fun to watch. It's there, but it's not as in your face as some other movies at the time would be. I was also impressed by the series. It doesn't necessarily show them, but it alludes to all these complex relationships between different species of aliens and different like royal families without overly bogging down the plot nor boring the audience to sleep. I think a good example to compare this to would be, Star Wars prequels. That's all about trade embargoes and the Federation, and it's a mess. It's really boring to watch that. I'm sorry if you are a prequel diehard. Also, one of my favorite parts of the first two Men in Black movies that I had completely forgotten about prior to recording this, the Will Smith raps at the end of Men in Black 1 and Men in Black 2. Ooh, so good. Like, it's really
just a
catchy.
Perfect way to cap off the movies. Yeah, they're so catchy.
They really are. I mean, it's a song written for the movie and performed by one of the actors, so it naturally fits it pretty well. And I'll just be walking around my apartment, and it'll pop into my head and be like, "Here come the Men in Black."
Yeah.
Yeah. And then as for the bad stuff, I think we covered that pretty well already. It's Men in Black International. There are only 3 Men in Black movies, just like there are only 3 Indiana Jones movies.
Yep, I definitely agree with you on that one.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, no, there really isn't any other bad stuff that you have to keep in mind. Like, just go watch the movies. There's nothing really to get hung up on.
Overall, Men in Black were instant classics when they came out, and they still hold up really well to this day. If you're interested in checking out the Men in Black franchise, you can find them wherever you rent digital movies. We hope you've enjoyed this episode, but unfortunately, everything that we have just showed you and discussed is highly confidential. Alden, sunglasses. Now, if everybody could just look right here for me. We hope you've enjoyed this episode. Please be sure to check out our other Geeking Out About It content in the playlist, as well as checking out Locals Live and Locals Learn. Those are both of Alden's shows. Be sure to follow KBVR TV on social media. We've got Instagram and Twitter, as well as following us on Twitch at twitch.tv/KBVRTV26. We have a live stream going there every other Thursday. We're playing a lot of fun party games. Our most recent stream we're doing tonight is going to be Borderlands 2. Thanks for watching.
As he's scouting around, Agent J, who's played by Men in Black, has a great big accomplishment of chasing down fast alien. Yeah.
Did you say played by Men in Black?
Did I?
Yeah.
What the